How's it going? I wanted to make a quick video about these Android Auto and CarPlay integration kits you can get for specifically Toyota Crowns. I just bought a 2013 Athlete G. It was the GRS 214 model Crown. And yeah, the standard entertainment unit isn't super crash hot by today's standards. So I was having a look what options there are, and there are quite a lot of these Android Auto integration kits that use the original screen, connect in, and then give you the functionality you get with a more modern stereo. So I've got the CrownFocus one here. There seems to be a little bit of conjecture as to whether or not these things are great. Not necessarily this brand, but these sort of units in general. I've had some experience with Android head units, and they're definitely, not for your average user. You need to get in there and set them up to make them actually work the way you want. So in the box, we get the actual unit itself, which is a nice little metal case. It's actually quite heavy. Connectors on one side, QR code, dip switches that are got a little bit of tape over them. They all seem to be in the same direction. I don't know, for programming different functions, I'm guessing. Connectors on this side, and in the box you've got a QR code for the install manual. Underneath that we've got the cables that integrate into the back of the factory head unit. We'll have a look at these in a bit more detail in a minute. And there's a little Wi-Fi antenna as well. I'm not going to go into full detail on how to remove the factory entertainment unit, but I will say the video tutorial that comes linked in the PDF manual has the whole unit turned on. Definitely don't have your car on, and disconnect the ground lead off your battery as well. Give the unit 5 minutes to discharge any capacitors and stuff in there, just to be extra safe that you're not going to blow it when you're trying to do this job. Just a quick couple of tips while removing all of your interior trims. They come out super easy, like Toyota quality. They just it couldn't be pretty much any easier. These side pieces, you just got to put a little bit of pressure on them. Don't try too hard, a little bit of force, and they pop out easy. Then you've got the center console section, which again, just gently prying up on it. You need to take the gear knob off first. Make sure your tray lids are closed, and then it slides up and out like this. Just be gentle. You don't want to break these little tabs. Once you got it out, I put the knob back on because I don't want to risk scratching anything with the thread end on the gear stick. You got 4 screws on the CD player, 2 screws on the main entertainment unit, and then you just work your hands around and just gently pry out, and again, clips just pop out nicely. They couldn't make this any easier. Okay, in typical fashion when working on your car, hit a little speed bump. Once I'd got the main entertainment unit and the CD player out, I found there was a piggyback GPS, radar detector or something from Japan that I've ripped out that was intercepting this connector here. But that's out of the way now. We can have a look at what we have to connect into for the CrownFocus kit. We've got one connector that goes into here in the screen side, and then you've got the main, I think it's N45 connector that goes in with the lever lock, and then that one there that runs through. On the CrownFocus end, you can see that they've used some silicone to try and hold all of the pins into the connectors. They are very small connectors. Before we put all this in the car, I'm going to go over and make sure that none of the pins are backed out of their sockets and that they all look good. These connectors are, definitely cheaper than the Toyota ones, but otherwise everything looks all right. Just want to make sure that we haven't got anything obviously wrong before it's in the dash. So that's where we've ended up. I've got a piece of Velcro going this way on the CrownFocus unit, and then a piece going this way on a bit of the HVAC duct back there. Holds it pretty secure. And then just a cable mount here to hold these two together. I don't want these connectors coming loose while we're driving. I'm going to run the USB cable over this direction and feed it down into the glove box through this slot here. Keep it back over that side, and then yeah, if I need to do any firmware updates, or even if I want to run a cable so we can have wired Android Auto, I'll do that. I've taped this connector on because I thought it felt a bit loose, and on the CrownFocus end, which you can't see, but it's back in there. The end of the connector is crimped with a big piece of metal, which I was worried might, ground out occasionally against the body and then cause issues. So I wrapped that with electrical tape as well. Okay, so I've got everything connected up. I haven't put the car back together just yet. I'm testing it out. Just connected the battery. Hit the start button to put it onto accessory. You can see the screen's flickering. We'll turn the car on and see what happens. Yeah, flickering pretty badly actually. I'm not sure what's going on there. I know the connections are alright. Once you've got everything back together, reconnect your ground lead on your battery and you're ready to start the car. The CrownFocus unit will go through an initialization on its first startup. I've actually been through it a couple of times now. You get one chance to do the touchscreen calibration during the initialization, and I haven't been happy with it so far, so hopefully we get it right this time. We'll start the car. There we go. So this is the touchscreen calibration. You'll also see the screen flickers a few times. I'm not sure what it's doing. It seems like it's doing something to adjust the resolution or the refresh rate or something, but it does flicker quite a lot when it first boots up. There we go. Yeah, it does this every time. I'm not sure what that is. It might be the rest of the system in the back booting up. But what I've found for calibrating the touchscreen is you want to look straight at it. So get right in the middle of the car and be very, very precise. I'm actually going to use a stylus to get this as close as I can to being spot on. Okay, and then it boots in. So now that it's running, you might have noticed there was a little flicker there. I'm not sure if there's a way of preventing it from doing this permanently, but if it is flicking, you just need to press the map button once quickly, and that then it seems like it puts the focus back on the Android, the CrownFocus unit, and it'll stop flickering every 30 seconds to a minute or so. What we're going to do now is go through some of the OEM settings that need to be changed to make it work a little bit better, and then maybe just some like personal preference settings that I'm changing on the actual CrownFocus unit. But firstly, we'll go back here. Want to make sure that VTR or AUX is selected. That's your audio output. So if you've got it set to Bluetooth or TV, radio or something else, you can have the CrownFocus display on here, but you won't have any audio coming out. So make sure you've got this one selected. Then we want to go to settings. You need to make sure that you disconnect your phones that are registered to as Bluetooth devices, because you want to set them up so only the CrownFocus connects to them, not both your car and the CrownFocus unit, because they'll be competing. I've already done that. I think there's no registered devices, so we're all good there. Next, want to go to general settings. I want to auto return to the Navi screen. I mean, this is, I guess, an option. You don't have to do this, but I pretty much always want the CrownFocus unit to be what's on the screen. So I'm going to turn that on. What else are we going to do? I want to go across to ETC and turn off all of the nonsense. Again, this is just preference stuff. This has nothing to do with the CrownFocus unit, but I don't want it yapping every time I get in the car. I think that is everything in the back end. Now we're going to go hold down the map button for 3 seconds. Comes back across to this one. In setup, I want to go to display. Yeah, see, we got this flicker. Press it once and it will stop flickering. I'm not a big fan of that, if I'm honest, but apparently that's what these things do. I'm going to adjust these settings to my preferences. I prefer the brightness to be completely down the bottom and contrast and saturation to be basically maxed out. I think 11 for me was where I was happy. Blows out the colors a little bit, but I thought it looked the best. That's a preference thing as well. Do what you want. Okay, so now just need to connect up my phone by Bluetooth, and then it'll go through the wireless Android Auto setup. So I'm going to do that now. See if I can do it while I'm filming. I'm not sure if I can. Okay, turn that off. But there we go, it's done it straight away, it's booted up. Happy days. I just want to see how accurate the touchscreen is, because I did have a few dramas getting that sort of nice. Certainly, if you calibrate it while sitting in the driver's seat, the passenger will have no chance of being able to use it. It's completely out of a line. I think the parallax really does. The touchscreen film is like, seems like 5 mil away from the actual screen, so straight on the top. Now I'm going to try and type on it from a seated position and see if it's any good. That seems pretty good, if I'm honest. It's actually not too bad. It's a lot better than it was. The thing I was having the most trouble with was being able to hit the mic button consistently. It's working alright. So overall, what are my thoughts of it? It's not too bad. It sort of does the job it's supposed to. Some of the drawbacks, definitely, and it's probably just a limitation of the factory screen resolution, which apparently is only 480 by 240. It doesn't look super crisp or clear. To get it to look its best, you do need to sort of oversaturate the colors a bit, which doesn't look amazing, but I think it's the best compromise you can get. The occasional flicker that you have to fix by pressing the map button once is annoying, and I can't figure out what exactly causes it to happen. It seems to be like sometimes you'll get in the car after you've been in the supermarket for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you need to press the button. Other times, you'll get in the car for the first drive in the morning and you don't need to. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe sometimes going to reverse, I think, seems to upset it. But anyway, that's something that's not great. I really want to have this button mapped so I don't have to try and press the little microphone there while driving. If I need to use Google Assistant, should just be able to hit the voice button. But it does work. It behaves the way it's sort of supposed to. The unit itself is not powerful. Processor is tiny in it. It's using your phone for its grunt. So yeah, swiping on the screen is sluggish. But again, you're sort of not meant to use the screen too much. I think you're sort of just tapping mostly. You don't really need to use swiping all that much. If you go into your maps, you can't pinch zoom, and you know, if you're trying to drag along the map, it's really not going to work that well. Yeah, so it's okay. It's probably good enough. Audio quality wise, it's no worse than the factory Bluetooth, I don't think. Sounds okay. Definitely not as good as the CD quality or the CDs ripped to the hard drive in it. They sound fantastic on this one. This is a 16 speaker, like the premium audio, and it's an excellent sound system. Definitely Spotify is not, you know, using it to its full capabilities. So it flips back between the cameras fine, so you can there we go, flips back fine, which is nice. If it worth $1,000, maybe not. So unfortunately, there aren't a whole lot of options with you know, local support available for this model. So $1,000 is, yeah, it's a little bit of money. I don't think it's outrageous. I think they're if you tried to buy one of these yourself, you're still going to, like, directly, you're still going to spend $500 or $600. And then if it's a piece of shit or you need to get tech support, you're sort of up shit creek. So maybe, you know, nearly $1,000 isn't too bad. Certainly gets the thing running like a more modern car.